Integrity is the foundation of every noble woman's life, and to safeguard her integrity is to preserve her greatest treasure. Integrity is not a mere word. It is the essence of truth that breathes within her heart and shapes every choice she makes. It means truthfulness in her words, faithfulness in her promises, and honesty in both the smallest and the greatest matters of life. It is a light that shines even in darkness, a compass that guides her when the world around her loses direction. A woman who guards her integrity remains steadfast and upright, no matter how strong the storm of deception or temptation may blow. Integrity is not something that can be borrowed or pretended. It is built day by day through honesty in speech, purity in intention, and sincerity in conduct. A woman of integrity is one who does not compromise her values for comfort or convenience. She stands firm upon the ground of principle, even when falsehood appears easier and deceit seems rewarding. Her strength lies not in outward display, but in her quiet consistency, in the courage to be truthful even when silence might bring her favor, and in the discipline to stay pure even when the world around her celebrates corruption. Such a woman cannot be deceived by false praise or empty flattery, for she values her self-respect more than momentary gain. Her integrity makes her immune to the shallow charm of those who seek to exploit her kindness. She understands that real beauty does not come from her reflection in the mirror, but from her reflection in the hearts of those who trust her. And trust, she knows, can only be earned through integrity. Once lost, it cannot easily be restored. Once broken, it leaves scars that time cannot heal. Therefore, she holds on to her integrity like a priceless jewel, one that cannot be bought, imitated, or replaced. Integrity gives a woman peace. It grants her a life free of fear, for she has no lies to conceal and no falsehoods to defend. She walks with her head high, her heart calm, and her conscience pure. She does not need to seek justification from others because truth itself defends her. Even when the world misunderstands her or criticizes her, she remains patient, for she knows that time always reveals what integrity conceals in silence. A woman of truth may face temporary hardship, but her peace endures. While those who live in deception may enjoy temporary ease, but their shame follows them like a shadow. A woman of integrity becomes a pillar in her family and a blessing in her society. Her husband finds in her a partner he can trust. Her children find in her a teacher they can imitate, and her community finds in her an example they can admire. Her honesty gives strength to her relationships, her loyalty brings stability to her home, and her fairness brings harmony to her surroundings. The fragrance of her character spreads far beyond her home, inspiring others to walk the path of virtue and sincerity. Integrity also reflects her fear of God. For every woman who truly believes in the Almighty knows that nothing is hidden from His sight. She knows that every word spoken, every promise made, and every action taken will be judged not by men, but by the Creator Himself. This awareness keeps her humble and cautious. She does not cheat, lie, or betray because she remembers that God's justice never sleeps. Integrity, therefore, is not only a moral virtue but also an act of worship, a constant remembrance that living truthfully is living faithfully. In this era of deceit, where appearances often replace reality and dishonesty is mistaken for intelligence, a woman of integrity shines like a rare gem. She refuses to follow the crowd that trades truth for temporary advantage. Her courage to remain honest becomes her quiet rebellion against moral decay. She knows that while lies may travel fast, truth stands firm forever. And though integrity may sometimes isolate her, it ultimately elevates her in the eyes of God and in the hearts of the righteous. Her integrity also teaches her self-respect. She will not sell her dignity for approval, nor will she compromise her faith to fit into worldly molds. She understands that real success is not measured by wealth or status, but by the purity of one's conscience. She may face challenges, criticism, or even loneliness, but she would rather walk alone on the path of truth than be surrounded by those who live in falsehood. Her strength lies in her moral courage, a quiet but unshakable force that allows her to remain calm, composed, and graceful even when the world tests her patience. Such a woman becomes the moral spine of her society. Her honesty inspires others to speak truth. Her loyalty strengthens the fabric of families, and her fairness restores balance to communities. Where women of integrity exist, trust thrives. Where they are absent, deceit takes root. A society that raises daughters of integrity builds a future of righteousness. A society that neglects it invites corruption and moral decay. And truly, the beauty of a male-dominated society is only because of the entity of a woman. For she is its heart, its conscience, and its moral foundation. By virtue of her God-gifted abilities and sacred responsibilities, she gives birth to life, nurtures it with love and patience, and raises children who carry the torch of virtue forward. She transforms a house into a home, a name into a family, and a generation into a legacy. Her integrity preserves the sanctity of marriage, strengthens the roots of civilization, and nurtures a future built upon truth and faith. When a woman walks with integrity, the world around her changes, for through her truthfulness, lies are exposed. Through her faithfulness, relationships are healed. And through her moral courage, others find the strength to do what is right. She becomes a living reminder that faith without integrity is hollow, and success without honesty is failure in disguise. Her life becomes a silent sermon, her presence a blessing, and her example a light for generations to come. Therefore, let every woman cherish her integrity, protect it fiercely, and wear it like a crown. For it is her truest adornment, her strongest armor, and her eternal honor. Wealth fades, beauty changes, and status vanishes, but integrity endures. It is the invisible thread that connects her to God, the timeless bond that wins her the respect of all, and the everlasting virtue that makes her noble not only in this world, but also in the hereafter.